Hi guys, it's Ashley. Welcome to Filga Gaming channel. Right, in this video guys, I'm going to talk about their talents that you could possibly acquire in this awesome Agent Bone game. So if you want to know about your talents and what they are and which one you want to go for, I would explain that in a minute. But if you want to find out what the talents are, usually just go into the handbook. So the handbook is just here, and then you have your weapons. So it shows you like all the different weapons you can acquire in game, monsters, you know, you might see, and then talents. So this is what this video is about. I just want to explain this. Now, it depends on the mode that you want to play this game, and it depends on the level you're currently at, like in terms of chapter. Basically, if you want to be in the position where you want to play an attack mode, then you want to go for something where there's a lot of attack, there's a lot of powerful weapon, there's a lot of powerful damage, there's a lot of powerful critical stuff going on. So every time you hit an enemy, you're taking them out faster. Or if you want to play more defensive, then you need more health. You need abilities where it basically heals you whilst you hit other enemies as well. Gives you shield and so on and so forth. Right. So in terms of attack, before I dive in, the talents range in different colors, 4 colors actually to be exact. Yes, 4 colors. So you have blue, right? Then they go a little stronger, epic. Then you have the orange, which is, I believe, is like legendary or something. And then this is not in this particular talents here. You only see them in the events. So the last color is this ones. This is the last one, which is the red ones. They are basically super, right? So let's go back in. Handbook, talent. Okay, so the sort of, if you want to be able to take out enemies faster, and with, you want to be able to just take them out easier, then you're gonna need the first one to sort of, if you see it, is really good. Where is it? And it's an attack speed. Now, an attack speed, basically what that does, it kind of makes your bullet come out faster. It just means the attack process of your bullets coming out, like in terms of them shooting out of the barrel, is faster. Okay, so you definitely need attack speed. So that's number 1. Then the number 2 is ballistics. Ballistics is basically bullet speed, and what that does is, it is exactly in the name, it makes your bullet go faster. Literally that. So bullet speed combined with attack speed is what you need to take out targets much faster. All right, and then there's another type of attack, which that is attack speed. Bear with me 1 second, guys. Right, so there we have it. This is the second type of attack. So you've got attack speed, which is this icon. Then you have the normal regular attack. Now people are gonna think, well, what's the difference between the attack speed and this regular attack? Honestly, I actually don't know myself, but what I have noticed though is if you have regular attack and attack speed combined, that really makes your bullet shoot out like it's like you can shoot 100 bullets in a second. Literally, that's how good they are, those two combinations. So if you have attack speed and attack regular attack, that really just makes your bullet come out really fast. So I think that's what that is. And then of course, combined with the ballistics bullet speed, it's just phenomenal. Then of course, on top of making your bullets come out faster, you also need something called critical damage. Critical damage, so if you see it, definitely go for it, because what that does is every time a single bullet hits any of the enemies, it increases the critical damage of those bullets. So it can go from like 50,000 to like triple 100,000 or 150,000 type of damage. Okay, so the critical damage is increased. And then you also need mag expansion, because there's no point in having like only 10 bullets and you can shoot so much in less than a second. That means every time you shoot in a second, your bullets run out and you have to wait for it to reload. So mag expansion is pretty important, but it's not important early on. So if you're playing like the unlimited stage event, you don't need mag expansion yet. If you can get it early on, then it's fine. But if you don't have it, then don't worry so much about it. So you need mag expansion. Then you also need something called a critical chance, and that. So the critical chance is this icon here. It looks like a dice. So the critical chance, what again is pretty much what is in the name. It increases the chances of you having a critical damage. So you need both. You need a critical chance and you need a critical damage. Having those two go hand in hand together always. Although a lot of the weapons already have like critical chances and critical damage like added to the skills of those weapons or whichever weapon you're using, so pay attention to the type of weapon you're using, see what it gives you at what level. So you need critical chances. Then of course you also need something called titanium barrier. So it might not say titanium. The titanium is basically the legendary one. That's much higher. Then you obviously have the epic one, which is carbon. Then you have the blue one, which is impregnable barrier. So each of these still will protect you. So you need really strong barriers for whenever you try to hide away from bullets being shot at you. So you need strong barriers. But then at the same time, you also need something called meteor, which is this meteor crater. What this does is every time at random times, enemies that are either close to you or far away, from time to time it will hit them with a meteor. It's it's a clever thing to have actually, because you can have like 100 enemies shooting at you, but even though you have a fast weapon with bullets coming out a million per second, sometimes it's not enough. So you need something like this meteor, because what that does is it just hits them randomly from the sky. It hits them down, like a rock hitting the ground, and terminates quite a lot of enemies. So it's really good. So you need a meteor. Then you also need something called lightning, which is bear with me 1 second, guys. Okay, so the lightning one is this icon here. It's called lightning rod. Again, enemies near you basically will be hit by lightning from time to time. This combined with the meteor, which is over here, that will really help get rid of enemies faster. Even by the time you start shooting, they will be they'll be hit with electric and meteor and whatnot. So that's really good. Then you need something called deflection. This is the icon here. What this does is it basically lets the bullet bounce from one target to the next. So bullets bounce to another enemy after hitting the target. So you shoot one target, it bounces to another enemy, and that only does it once. There's another one that bounces 5 times. There's one that says it bounces to enemies 5 times. I wonder if it's here. So you need that. It's not here. There's two different versions. Okay, so this is really important. Energy deflection. Then on top of that, you also, I know you guys are gonna think, oh my god, there's a lot of talent that you need and acquire. It's just over time that I've been playing this game, this is what I've noticed, and that's why it's really important to follow the steps. Then you have something called heal on hit. So this is a really cool one, because even let's say if you have really low health, pretty much every now and then, as you keep shooting at enemies, you will actually acquire health back onto your stats, which is amazing. So it's really good to have that. And then on top of that, if you have something called heal on kill, which is this one, it's similar to the other one, heal on hit. Then you have heal on kill. So basically killing enemies also restores your health point, which is dope, because if you can have 2 of those, you can basically go through the game without dying at all. So it's really cool. And then another one that you need is something called guided missile. So which is this icon. So what a guided missile does is every now and then, as you keep shooting, a missile will come out of your own weapon, and it would target an enemy. Even if the enemy is moving, it would follow that enemy and it would blow them up. So it's really good. So as you're shooting, you also shooting missiles as well. So that's really amazing. And then of course, if you now want to focus on either getting a type of, you want to change the type of bullets basically that comes out of your current gun, you can change it to laser beam. And I don't know if this does more damage to the enemy, but it seems like it does. So it's really good to have laser beam. But I think if you don't have it, you can still stick with the type of bullets that you're shooting anyway, as long as you've already followed the previous steps. Then as a bonus, you can have energy moonlight shield. Moonlight shield is really important as well if you want to protect yourself. But this will be in terms of anyone who's playing in more of a defensive mode. That's what I think. But it's also good because even if you're shooting, you still need to protect yourself as well. Then yeah, so moonlight shield is really important. Then on top of that, you also have something called killing spree. Killing spree is like every time you, but again, you got to remember, if you've already followed the attack steps that I mentioned earlier on in this video, then you most likely won't even need this. But this is good because what this does is every single enemy that you kill, it gives you 3% attack added to your current stats. But it only works on the particular level stage that you're on. That's when you're gonna acquire it. So if you're going from a stage, I don't know, 5 to stage 50, by the time you reach stage 10, you're not gonna get any more attacks, because then it won't be fair, isn't it? Because then otherwise you'll be way too strong than the enemies. But of course, anybody would think, well, why would they make the game like that? And then I think last but not least is something called reload speed. Reload speed is important because if you are at quite a high level and you have a very dangerous boss or enemies and you're running out of bullet quite fast, so you need something that can reload your weapon so fast so you can carry on shooting those punks. So reload speed is good, but if you can catch it early on in the stages that you're playing, then that's good. In terms of reload speed, though, you do not need a lot of reload speed. You only need like one of it, and then you're okay. You'll be fine. But of course, if you want more, then you can add more. Now there's something called Pocket Watch. Pocket Watch, what it does is it blocks fatal damage one time, and it only does it one time in the game. In the entire level you're on. It doesn't matter if you've completed a stage and you had a fatal damage being blocked by this particular talent, you won't get it again. So you'd only get it one time in the whole particular gameplay that you're playing, until you come out of the game and then go back into the game again, like right from the beginning. Then you can acquire this again if you do see it. And then some people, they do say they like the drone, because what it does is it basically it gives you a drone to shoot other enemies. It works in a similar way like the meteor heading down on enemies and stuff. But I've tried it and I've realized it's a waste of time, because it really doesn't really take out the enemies quick enough, as quickly as I thought. So it's not really that important. But if you want to go for it, that's fine. It can be added to your sort of type of attack. And then putting that aside, you also have something called economies. If you want to increase the cash being dropped to be increased, so you can acquire more cash at the end of the game, then you can go for that. So all the things that I've mentioned is pretty much on mostly for attacks. If you're in attack mode, you want to take out those targets, you want to take them out faster, then you can just focus solely on attack speed, attack 1, bullet speed, ballistics, mag expansion, reload, and just completely forget about health, critical damage, critical chances. If you keep collecting talents based on all within that particular category, then yes, you're going to be really strong in terms of taking out enemies. But then of course that means your health is going to be quite low because you haven't collected anything to do with health. So that's why I mentioned earlier on, you can have something called heal on kill or heal on hit, which is this two here. So if you even though you have low health, as long as you're shooting at enemies, you are gonna get your health back, and this one as well. So it's good, but it's not enough though in terms of if you want to stay that long, because otherwise enemies will take you out eventually. And then of course, if you want to play in pretty much in a defensive mode, then of course you can double up on the, oh yeah, so that's what I forgot to mention, that guys, you can double up on your talents as well. So even if you required the same talent before, you can add more on top. So the more you add, the more stats you're gonna get on that particular talent. So that's how you pretty much win in this game. So yeah, if you're playing defensive mode, then of course you want to go for things like instantly restores health, heal on kill. Health regeneration is important, so it regenerates your health, and then it gives you, and then you go for the shield as well, which is this. So defensive mode, that's what all those are. So maximum health point, you can require this talent. And last but not least, guys, every time you acquire this talent, some of them gives you the option to watch an ad to double those stats. So let's say so let's say you manage to see maximum health point 3 in the talent section, and it's loaded up in the gameplay. When you tap on it, it also gives you an option to watch an ad to double it. I definitely recommend you do that. The ads only run from like 10 seconds to 5 seconds to 30 seconds. It depends on the ads. So that will just double up on your ads, on your ads, on your health points. So that's good. So with that, combined with combined with Moonlight Shield, combined with health regeneration, combined with heal on hit or heal on kill, so you can, and also your barrier as well, which is where you're hiding. So with all of that added together, so if you kept focusing on each of those particular talents that I've just mentioned, then you are definitely gonna be in defensive mode, and you will basically get hit less or killed less, whichever, and perhaps you would last longer in the game as well. So it really depends on the two options that you want to go for, either defensive or attack. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope I haven't bore you to death with this video, but the thing is, as I've played this game and I really enjoy this game. This is one of my favorite games at the moment, although a lot of players out there aren't feeling it. Some don't like it at all, and a lot of other players love and adore this game. So, and I'm one of those guys. I love and adore these games because I pretty much play every day. Yeah, so if there's anything you want to understand in terms of these talents, comment below this video or just email me, drop me an email or drop me a comment, whichever. You can go over my website, drop me an email, and then I will reply back to you. So yeah, so this is what all the talents are. So you get 4 colors to let to help you understand how strong of a talent you have acquired. So it's really good. Right, so sorry guys, you also have wanted as well. What that does, every enemy that you kill in that particular stage will give you 5% health. So it will increase your health for every enemy killed on that particular stage. Once that stage is over, then of course all the health that you've acquired will stay there permanently until you eventually die or whatever. So yeah, that's a good one to have as well. I apologize guys, I feel like I kept going back and forth, but yeah, so watch this video from the beginning to the end, then you fully understand why you need to kind of follow this process to understand the talents and really get more. And then of course you have dodge chance as well, but again I didn't really go on it guys because a lot of the weapons have dodge chances already, but you can try to increase your dodge chances, which is good. And that's it folks. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will probably do another video explaining more in terms of when I'm going through the gameplay itself. Yeah, and that's it. Thank you guys. Bye for now.